San Antonio City Council, it is getting ready for one of the busiest times of the year, budget season, crafting the city's budget, and last year came out to $3.4 billion.
So joining us in today's leading essay segment is District 2 City Councilman Jalen McKee-Rodriguez. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, this is really the first time since I've lived in San Antonio where a District 2 City Council member was reelected, bringing some leadership continuity to the district. So what are some initiatives you started in your first term that you want to continue into the second?
You know, we had a very ambitious first term, and I set a record for most council consideration requests for a first-term council person. And some of those initiatives include an Office of Crime and Recidivism Prevention, a food access master plan, an insulin cost share program, and of course, an animal care services master plan that takes our strategic plan a little bit further. In addition, you know, we have a District 2 senior center that is leased, and it's in need of a lot of love. And so we're in the process of acquiring land, and the next step will be securing funding for the design and eventually breaking ground.
Okay, so I live in District 2. So what are your top priorities in your second term, especially when it comes to budget?
For sure. And I'll say that three of the biggest things I think are, of course, following up on the policies I laid out, but community health and the disparities that exist in our communities, such as diabetes, lack of access to green space, asthma, lack of access to healthcare facilities that make it so that we're much more susceptible to pandemic, disaster like the pandemic, continuing to focus on upstream crime prevention initiatives and investing in opportunities for our young people. Of course, infrastructure, following through on our new equity lens that is going to make it so that districts like District 2 on the east side will receive an even greater share of infrastructure funding and achieve comparable streets by 2030. And of course, we hear a lot about vacant structures, animal care services, weatherization programs, and direct support for some of our most vulnerable populations. And we had a really intense conversation at our budget town hall about illegal dumping and the beautification of our community. And so I think those are some of the biggest priorities.
And we know that you hosted already one of the town hall meetings for the budget discussions. You know, how can constituents, District 2 people who live there, how can they have their voices heard again? And, you know, what are you looking for them to say?
For sure. So the city is going to continue to have town halls beginning over the next month. And District 2 is going to have another one on August 24th at 6:30 at Second Baptist Community Center. You can always call your council person's office, including my own. Let us know, what are the things that are bothering you the most? What are the things that you would like us to focus on? We're continuing to have those kinds of conversations, but that's going to be a continued opportunity. Budget is my favorite time of year.
Okay, Jalen, so you talked about priorities being vacant structures, revitalizing certain areas. The Spurs are reportedly looking to move their stadium downtown. I mean, this might not be happening for several years down the road, but have you spoken with the Spurs, and are there plans to fill that void of the AT&T Center if they do leave?
I think maybe the story is a little bit louder right now than it's not. The conversations have not been that big just yet. I haven't had any conversation with the Spurs, but I do know the AT&T Center is not going to be allowed to sit vacant. That's not the intention at all. I still believe that, at least we have the next 10 years. I think we can take the area and we can make it a little bit better. And so I think one of my priorities over the next few years and the conversations that I'll be having with the Spurs and the county and city leadership is that we may not have been able to fulfill these promises of, development around the AT&T Center 20 years ago, but what can we do now to make good on those promises before we even begin any of those conversations about leaving?
And speaking of promises, tell us about the CCR that you were talking about, the council consideration request. And talking about city staff expanding homeowner support programs, including a teacher homebuyer assistance program.
Absolutely. So we have this is actually breaking news. Tomorrow I'll be filing a council consideration request calling for an expansion to our homeowner support programs to include a teacher homebuyer program. We want to attract teachers. We want to make it a little bit easier for teachers to live in the communities that they serve, to be able to buy a house, and to be a teacher long term. And that's one of the one of our deepest issues. We're in the middle of a housing crisis. We have teacher shortages. Our school districts are constantly looking for ways to incentivize and support teachers. And I think this is one of the ways that we can play a role in that.
Hey, District 2 City Councilman Jalen McKee-Rodriguez, thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Back here at home, new members on our San Antonio City Council, and of course, budget season right around the corner, trying to decide how our tax dollars are going to be put to work.
So joining us in today's leading essay segment is District 10 City Councilman Marc Whyte. Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
You are one of the new members on our City Council. So how's the experience been so far, and what are some of the top priorities you have in your first term?
It's been great. I've really enjoyed getting to know the other members of council. There's a lot of information coming at me seemingly every day, but we're taking it in, we're looking at it and trying to decide how we can best move forward for the city. In terms of priorities for the first term, first and foremost, establishing relationships with my colleagues. I've had mentors tell me, look, it takes 6 votes to get things done. So I want to establish good rapport with the rest of the members of council so that moving forward, we'll be able to get to those 6 votes. And then in terms of policy, it starts with public safety. Want to make sure that we get some money in the budget for additional police. We've got to deal with the homeless problem here in San Antonio. And then we really need to work on economic development, promoting small businesses and trying to create some good paying jobs for our citizens.
Okay, so you are the self-proclaimed conservative voice on the council. There is a wide spectrum of ideological beliefs representing the 7th largest city. So how do you plan to work across the room to get things done?
Yeah, well, look, it's no secret that I believe that it's conservative policies that have made this country the greatest nation on earth. Keeping taxes low, so more money stay in people's pockets, supporting law enforcement, making sure that they have all the resources they have to do their job, and then promoting small businesses. Again, business is what provides jobs for our citizens, and that's how they support their families. So I'm always going to support conservative policies, but I understand that there's others on the council that may see things a little bit differently than I do. So that's where, again, it comes back to forming relationships with these folks, sitting down with them, talking about what's important with them, what's important to their district. And then using those relationships and that information to move forward. You might have seen that just the other week, I put forth my first CCR, and I did it in a joint fashion with the councilmen from District 2. There's probably no 2 people on the council that are more ideologically different than he and I, but we sat down, we talked about what's important to him, what's important to me, what's going on in District 2, what's happening in District 10, as well as the rest of the city, and we were able to get together and get something done that I think is going to be really good for San Antonio businesses.
And we just had the councilman from District 2 on the show earlier, and one of the big topics we talked about, the construction of the city's budget. Now that construction right around the corner. What are you hearing specifically from your constituents? And going back to the priorities, obviously you mentioned law enforcement, small businesses, but how do you incorporate that into the budget?
Yeah, so we've got to get more money in this budget for additional police. I think we're going to be at least able to get enough for 100 new officers. That's something I talked about a lot on the campaign trail, and I think we're going to be able to get done. The other big issue, of course, is homelessness in the city. And we're going to have to find a way to get some money there to clean up the encampments and help get these folks off of the streets. It's a public safety issue, and it's also an economic development issue. I've heard from a lot of businesses downtown that say they're having some tenants leave downtown and actually leave the city because of the homeless issue. So we've got to be sensitive to the fact that a lot of these folks are struggling out there, try to provide them the services that we need. But we do need to get money in this budget to help this problem, which is really widespread across the city. So we're going to get to work. I think all of my council colleagues are committed to getting money for those specific areas. And I'm looking forward to getting it done.
Okay, HB 2127 is set to take effect September 1st. So it's the newly passed law that critics say would sharply curtail the ability of cities and counties to pass local restrictions. And the city is joining Houston to sue the state over this law. So where do you fall on the new law? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, for the life of me, I don't understand our city's position on this. I think it's a good bill. I think it's really going to help businesses across the state. I mean, imagine a business trying to do work in all these different jurisdictions and having to comply with different sets of laws in each one. It's burdensome, it's expensive, and this Regulatory Consistency Act is designed to do away with that. So I wish we would not have filed this lawsuit. I'm in favor of this bill. And you know, maybe even a bigger issue here is the fact that, and I've only been on the job 2 months, but what I've seen already is our city's inability to work with other governments. You know, we've had our problems now with the state on the issue on Broadway and now on 2127. And I think if we're going to be effective and address all these problems, including homelessness, we've got to be able to work with county government, state government, governments of other cities. So again, I think HB 27, it's a big overreaction by some of my council colleagues and the mayor on that. I think it's going to be a good bill. And my hope is that moving forward, we can work better with the state when bills like this come up in the future, maybe have some input on them so that we don't end up in really needless litigation.
All right, City Councilman Marc Whyte, thank you so much for starting your morning with us. Anyone who wants to watch some of the interview that they may have missed, we're going to have that and Councilman Jalen McKee-Rodriguez's portion as well, coming up on ksat.com throughout the morning.
Both candid, great conversations.
Oh, yeah, it was fantastic. We need to do this more often.
Yeah.